Sarah Jacobson, Marketing Artfully. Today, I am going to make a request video. I was requested to make a soup to nuts how to do a listing in Etsy. And I'm smiling because to me, this is one of those things that you don't know what you don't know, or as you're getting started, everybody's like, well, just do a listing. And you're like, dude, I don't know how to do a listing. One of my readers asked if I would please make a video, start to finish, how to do a listing. Today is the day. All right, so what I'm going to be listing is a schooner doorstop. It's fabulous. It's heavy metal. Okay. Now, my very first tip is, and I'm not going to do this today because I'm going to do it for you, but if you already have a doorstop and you've already done the effort to do it and done all the research, then what you can do is you can come down here, and I didn't know this myself when I started, made me wicked mad when I found out later, but you can come down here and you can say copy, and it will make an exact copy of it, delete the pictures, change a few words, and you're good to go. So the more you can sell similar types of products and just tweak them, the better. But we're going to add a listing as if we're starting from scratch. All right, so now let's come here, and I'm going to, my last listing I added was a Scrooge, but now I'm going to do my schooner doorstop. Okay, so I have to pick 10 pictures. I don't think I can squeeze this down. All I'm doing is picking 10 pictures. It's nothing exciting. I'm sorry, it's a little kind of off the screen I see. So I'm gonna do this, and then I'll tell you why I picked the 10 I picked. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Okay. All right, we're back. You can see everything. Sometimes technology, and Mercury's in retrograde. It's killing me. All right, so we'll let those guys load up. Here's a really neat thing that you can do. You want to make sure you adjust this thumbnail so that it looks pretty, okay? This is what shows up. Let's go to Etsy, and I'll show you. I'll see if we can find somebody that doesn't have it kind of situated right. All those people do good. So let's look up Unicorn Kids. Unicorn Kids is popular right now. All right. This is cute. See how her like you could tell her little girl knees and things like that. This one put the unicorn face right in the middle. So that's what you want to do. You want to kind of situate the thing. This isn't exactly right? Like I think she may be trying to show a little bit that you have it, but it would probably be better if we could just scooch it up a little bit, and you can do that by saying adjust the thumbnail. Okay. All right, now we're gonna do I'm gonna do some searching for how to, I'll show you all the sites I use. These are just all my sites I use. You get to see everything. You're seeing everything, people. Okay, so this is a schooner. Oh, I spelled it right. Doorstop. And I'm going to say vintage schooner doorstop. Now, I do know that when I put in my time, it's going to register that as vintage. And I know that that works in Etsy, but I want it to rank in Google too. So I'm going to make sure it's there. So vintage schooner doorstop. Let's see. We're going to come, I use Marmalade. If you could use, I believe Etsy rank works a little bit the same way. But I'm going to do schooner. So we have schooner, model, glass, wood, print. So what I'll do is I'm going to put, they seem to be searching for schooners by what they're made of. I'll have that, of course, in my materials, but people seem like Etsy is saying that people search for schooners by that. All right, let's go here. Doorstop. Anything exciting about doorstop? So doorstop, doorstopper. Cast iron already knew. So doorstopper. All right, so we'll get that in there. Doorstopper. I did a video or I'm doing a video about whether you should use commas or whether you should use slashes. I use commas because I'm lazy. You'll see why later. I'm going to just cut and paste that into my tags, and then I don't have to work as hard. Okay? I also don't like to reuse terms. So now we're going to go, let's see what happens if we do like, this is functionally a ship, right? A ship. Ship in a bottle, ship wheel, ship painting. Ship is not helpful, but I got to get my ship in there. So I'll put a comma after that because I try to keep them. I guess I should move myself. I'll move myself over here. Sorry if I just gave you seasickness. So now I'm going to have ship. And I need to know every way a human being could search for ship, so I'm going to say ship thesaurus. Right? Ship thesaurus. Ship. This is not helping because it's pulling like shipping. So now we're going to do boat, not bore, boat. All right, so now we have to get boat in here because I know it's boat. Some people might be searching for a boat. All right, boat synonyms. Barge, I don't think that's right. Craft, dinghy, raft. Sailboat? It's a sailboat. Okay, that's a good one. Yay. Bucket, dory, catch. Now we're getting a little over here. All right, now I'm going to come to Marmalade and I'm going to say ship, doorstop. I'll pause you so you don't have to wait. Okay, so ship doorstop is not popular. Not too many people want one. The cool thing, you could go here and find out your categories, but I want to kind of over here, model ship, painting ship, pirate ship. Pirate ship? That is a pirate ship. Pirate ship. That is so awesome. Well, let's get rid of that. Let's try to keep everything organized, shall we? Ship in a bottle, ship kraken, ship painting, ship pendant picture, ship wallet. Time to get ship. Ship face. That's cute. A little naughty. All right, so what do we got over here? We got doorstop, ship, doorstop, vintage, cast iron, ship, doorstop, nautical decor, and sailing ship. I'm going to run out. I got a lot of ships. I don't need any more ships, so I'm going to say sailing, ship, boat, sailboat. I still have lots of characters to go, so I'm thinking about this. So I like nautical decor, right? Nautical decor. Gifts for sailors. Gifts is better than presents. I've done a lot of research. I could show you, but just go with me on this, okay? Hold on. Okay, so this has ship bookend, and occasionally when I list my smaller doorstops, I will put them as bookends and then include library and things like that. I have a lot of knowledge already of this, so it's kind of hard for me to be totally, you know, like as if I just wandered upon it. But this thing is like this big. It is not a bookend. Okay, so now we have nautical decor, gifts for sailors. Let's find one more. We're going to have to find some more words anyways, right? So let's do sailing, ship, schooner, right? And then this is cool because if you come down here in Google, it's going to give you maybe some other words. Schooners, schooner boats, two-masted schooner. It is three-masted schooner. Do I think that will help me sell more Etsy products? No, I don't think that somebody searching for a three-masted schooner versus a two-masted schooner is going to make a difference. So I am not going to do that. What I am going to do is I'm going to say antique because it is. So there. Yay. And then the very next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to come down to my tags. This is why I like to use commas instead of other things. I know there's some people that say that you should have it in the actual order. I promise you this first one won't work. If that matters for you, I'm going to do schooner. So now I have vintage schooner, schooner doorstop, which will get me that long keyword phrase that is my most important one. Let's see. Antique, metal, cast iron. Let's see if we can get cast iron door stopper. Do you think it'll work? I don't think so, but we'll try it. And then we're going to say add. I knew it. Cast iron door stopper is too long. So we're going to say cast iron ship and then iron door stopper. Okay, sailing ship, ships, because that matters. Boat, sailboat, boats. Look at me getting all fancy. I have 3 left. So Glamorously Vintage is my shop name. Now, people find me for Glamorously Vintage because I do videos like this. If your shop name, if you don't do anything for people to find your shop name, it is slightly helpful because then people can, then the listings kind of sort themselves out in Etsy and you might get a few more related views. But if it's an item where you want to have a lot of, you want a lot of different keywords, then don't use your shop name because your shop name might not be that interesting, right? Some things that I can do now. I want to have the color. So that is kind of brown, bronze. So I'm going to put this in here. Brown, bronze, masculine. And I already have gifts for, so I'm going to say men. Okay. So there's all 13 used. Now I have to go back up here and finish doing my listing, right? I will take a peek because sometimes when I pull these in, I like how this is going. It looks really pretty. This is a good one for my main picture. Another little view of it, the side view, the front view, the back view, bottom, details. And then I wrap up the big finish with another one. And then when they hit it, of course, they go to the next one anyway. So, all right. Who made it? Another person. If you're a handmade seller, you would say you. It is a finished product, not a supply. And for me, it was made before 1999. Here's another thing. I know a lot of vintage sellers try to date their items. And they try to, find out, was this a 1940s doorstop? Was this a 1920s doorstop? There is a huge validity to that. A lot of prop houses and places are looking for date-specific items. I try to list a lot of things, and I'm not that fussy. So I don't try to date it. You could try to date it. It's your shop. This goes into home and living, home decor, doorstops. Where is it? No. Hold on, I'll figure out where it is. While I was gone, I was trying to cheat because I have other doorstops, and I could have sworn that there was a doorstop category, but there's not. It just goes in home decor. Now, the interesting thing is sometimes I will, this one's just home decor, but this one is a little tiny doorstop. Remember I said sometimes I do them as, this one could be a bank, it could be a doorstop, it could be a knick-knack. So this one I put in figures and knickknacks, and he gets some good views. So I think that that was the right decision for him. You're not going to, I know a lot of people that are just getting started want to have very fixed rules, and so that you don't have as many decisions to make. But unfortunately, everything that you do just depends on what your thoughts are, how you want to run your shop. All right, primary cover. I would say first this is bronze and then this is brown, right? You do your best you can. Occasion. This is exciting. So a lot of people, what they will do is they will put this in an occasion. They'll be like, ooh, it could be a bachelor party, or it could be, nobody is buying my ratty old ship for a bachelor party. Could be grief and mourning. They could have lost somebody. No. If it fits into there, put one into an occasion. The reason why I say this, and I say it pretty emphatically, is if you're showing up for a search for grief and mourning and nobody's buying your item, then your conversion rate goes down, meaning say you got seen 5 times, nobody bought it in 5 times, they never even clicked to see through it, your conversion rate goes down, that hurts your overall listing, so I wouldn't do that. Now choose holiday. There's a very slim chance I could put this into Father's Day, because this is a total dad thing. Like there's some guy out there that I know, or some daughter that's going to buy it for her dad, and he loves boats, and we're going to do that when we do my listing. We're going to talk about that. So this could go in the bedroom, it could go in the entryway, it could go in the garage. I don't think it would go in the kitchen, it would go in the living room, and definitely in the office. I do all my listings automatically because I'm lazy, and then it is a physical product. Now, I have already typed out a little listing master thing that I copy and paste into my listing when I'm doing a brand new listing of something that I have never listed before. Excellent. Hang on, I'll be right back. I also use a little sheet that I take a picture of to talk about it. So I got this for $15 at the Kennedy Brothers auction. It's 11 1/4 high, 11 3/4 wide, 3 inches deep, 5 pounds, 4.7 ounces, and it's now located in my garage. I just wanted to pull that up and show it to you because I'm going to be pulling some numbers, and I didn't want you to think that I was making them up. Okay. Now we want to have a description. Now the first lines of the description are what Google is going to pull. So if you want to rank in Google, you want to make sure this is very relevant to Google. And I'm going to not think and type at the same time. It takes too long. Okay, this is an amazing vintage pirate ship schooner doorstop. It's very large and heavy and will make a great gift for the sailor in your life. Perfect for your man cave decor. This would go great in a library or office. I probably have too many greats. This would go wonderfully, perfectly in a library or office. I don't, like, they're not reading it. I guess they might, but okay, markings. A lot of times pieces will have markings on them, but I don't have any markings on this one, so I take this out. Condition. I say this is in vintage condition with no major dings or dents. You should have a template for your listing. Say you were to sell a jewelry. You would have a necklace template where you would have an amazing, you know, like you would have 90% of it typed out, and then you could just type in the things that were different. And then I would change this top paragraph every single time because Google does not like duplicate content and it won't rank the same exact words over and over and over again. Another thing I like to put up here, this is just personally, I got this at an antique auction in Tampa Bay. Some people like to know that. All right, it's in vintage condition with no major dings or dents. You don't want to talk too much about this. If there's a problem, I totally tell them about it. If there was a piece broken off, if there was something missing. But for vintage stuff, it's vintage. It's going to see anything. I will also say shown in pictures. So if there's something wrong with it, I let them know. All right, I like to do 11 1/4. I like to make 1/4 look like by 1/4. So it's 11 1/4 tall by 11 3/4 wide by 3 inches tall, 3 inches deep. Okay. I promise you, you will have people that ask you, how big is it? How tall is it? How much does it weigh? How much is it? Blah, 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 blah. One of the reasons why I do this in my description, because there's so many mobile buyers now that aren't on the computer, so they don't see this. I like having this in here just so that I can quickly copy and paste. Let's do weight. 5 pounds, 4.75 pounds, 4.7 ounces before packing. I don't always do that, but this thing is, it's a brick. It's a giant brick. And then I had all those different kinds of shipping, so I just deleted the kinds of shipping I'm not going to use. I have disclaimers in here. This listing is for the item listed only. It does not include any photography props used in our fabulous marketing photos. And then when I do take the pictures, like I sometimes will take a picture of just the item, but this is obviously, I can show you an example of why I say this. Hold on, please. Okay, seeing this? This first picture has all kinds of different G-Jaws and fun stuff in it. I try to make sure of that. And then like this one, I'm holding it open with a kitten cat. So I try to make sure that that's there. All right, back to our listing. So we've said nice things about it. I say I don't clean it. You can put whatever you want in there. I don't think that you should be freaked out about this. I just don't. And then now I kind of want my bullets. So I'm going to go back to my listing master, which is what I call it in my, so see, I have a listing master. I just copy and paste it over and over and over again. But I like those little bullets. I think it makes it easier to read. You can't make bullets in Etsy, but you can copy them from somewhere else. So that is often helpful. As you see here, I've split it up a little bit by using uppercase and then just, you know, shift under. You can do that however you want. I have just found that that's really a nice way to kind of break it up when you see it. Here, I'll show you. Let me show you this. Oh, I have to fill everything out. Hold on, we'll see it in a minute. All right, this is my shop section. You can add your own sections. You can have, I believe, up to 15 sections. Right now I have clearance 50% off. I was trying that, see if I could clear some things out. I got one thing cleared out, but it wasn't for me. But so this, I'm going to say this goes into Vintage Office. I think a man is going to buy this. So I always have in my head, who do I think is going to buy it? And that helps determine how I'm going to do this. Okay, materials. So it is definitely metal. It is cast iron. It is a vintage doorstop. It could be bronze. Bronze colored. That's enough. You can put all kinds of stuff in there. I put more in there for my digital products. So my price. Okay, how am I going to figure out my price? The way that I figure out my price is I actually use Marmalade because it's awesome. So the pricing spread is anywhere from $6 to $119. Oh, let's look. So there's some really nice ones. They're snazzy. Okay, so mine is similar to this. Ooh, this is tiny. So 37, it looks tiny. 7 by 7 by 7. Okay, so this is $37 for a tiny one. But if you want a giant one, look at this one. This one looks giant. Let's see how big this one is. Do they tell us? That looks like mine. She painted mine. That's what she did. Blah, 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 blah. It doesn't say how big it is, though. That would be hard to sell. Does it say somewhere? Nope. Okay, so hers is... So just so you know, I mean, it's cuter looking, but honest to God, in vintage, when you start painting them, people don't always love that. They might be like, you couldn't put this in a man cave. It looks too fancy. But it seems like it's about the same. Oh, this is another good thing. So remember the people that like to know when they're from? It looks like I could probably safely say, and I wouldn't trust one person, but if I saw 3 different ones that look similar to mine, then I would trust them and I would say it's from the 1950s. Nobody's really going to mess with you. So it's 10.5 inches. So mine's a little bit bigger than this, and hers weighs about 5 pounds. So this is similar. So $62 is, looks like a good price for it. You can also do this in Etsy, of course. Etsy. And I'm going to say large, because now we see there's some small ones. Vintage boat doorstop. You could do the same thing, right? Here's my guy. Looks kind of like him. Oh, he's painted too. I'm telling you, these people are painting the crap out of these. They should stop that. Okay. And she isn't, so this lady isn't doing her shipping manually. She's just asking people to email her. I just do my shipping. You'll see how I do my shipping. Okay, so that's $48. So it looks like most people are selling theirs for between $36 and $50. So I am going to say $59.95. I tend to be on the high side. I'm totally fine with holding on to my doorstop for a little bit longer. Also, I try to sell to designers, and designers are not price conscious. So I think the fact that mine is one color will work in my favor. And here, SKU is really nice. This shows up when you print your shipping labels. And what I'll do is I'll say 15 Kennedy and then garage. And what that means to me is that I paid $15 for it. I got it at the Kennedy Brothers and I have it in the garage. You can put whatever you want there. You could put where it is in inventory. You could put how much you pay for it. You could put the cost to make it if you're doing handmade. So that's that. Okay, now we're on to shipping. So I always enter shipping options. You could do this. You don't have to do regular shipping options, especially if you're selling something light or very specifically to the United States, or you're selling something that is, consistently the same size. You could do that, but I like them to calculate it for me because then the people that live near me get a lower cost and the people that live far away get a more cost, 3, 4, 6, 5, 5. Plus, I don't have to spend any time trying to figure out shipping. I allow 1 to 2 business days. I usually ship the next day. I allow 2 business days in case I'm out of town or perhaps sick. Where I'll ship. This is big for me. You ship wherever you want. I don't ship to Africa, the Middle East, or Europe because I have found that Europe has a VAT tax, which could be up to 25% of the cost of the item. And when I ship over there, frequently they send it back and then I have to refund them, which makes me sad. So I just don't ship over there, but I ship everywhere else. And then this thing is a brick, right? So UPS first class package service will not work, and I am not international. You can ship up to 2 pounds, so nobody can get this first class because it's heavy. And then I do add US parcel select ground because, oh, this is just old. You have to do that. I don't offer free shipping ever. I know some people do. This thing is going to cost like $30 to ship. Not offering free shipping. Now, remember, it was 5 pounds, 4.7 ounces. I believe that it's going to take me approximately between half a pound and a pound for my shipping costs. If it was a half, I could get it under, here, this is what I'm looking at, so that we're all looking at the same thing. So if it was a half a pound, 8 ounces, I could get it under 6 pounds. Now, I do think that it's going to be hard to, I don't know that I want to bump them up to the next level of shipping, and I'm charging more than anybody else. So I'm willing to take a chance that it's not going to take a pound's worth of shipping. So I'm going to do 5 pounds, 14 ounces. There's a very good chance I will be a little upside down on my shipping, but that's fine because I charged a little bit more for my item when I started. This item is 11 1/4 by 11 3/4 wide. So at the widest point, it's 11 3/4. I have 12 by 12 by 12 boxes that this should fit in perfectly, but I may want to go a little bit bigger. The funny thing about cast iron is that it is actually ridiculously fragile and it can just shatter. So I want to make sure to have lots of packing material in it. So if it's 12 inches, say it's 12 inches long, let's say 14 by 14 by, now if I did 14 by 14 by 14, I'm going over 36 dimensional inches, and that could make it really weird, and the thing is only 3 inches deep. So let's say 6. Is there a box that size? No, but all I'm trying to do is to get close enough. I like to check this. 30 bucks. Oh, $14.43. Not too bad. They can live with that. Let's see what it costs to go to Los Angeles. $25. It's heavy and it's big, right? Now, you could ship this item with Etsy shipping label for $24.06. Now they're going to give us a little discount when we do shipping. I always ship through Etsy because it saves me some money. That is, oh, so let's do this. Oh, let's get you up here a wee little bit so you can see this. So you can do 3 things here. You can preview it, you can save it as a draft, or you can publish it. I'm going to hit preview so I can see what it looks like. Does it look good? Do I like how my pictures go? See how nice mine looks, all manly and rugged. We won't call it ratty and old. We'll call it rugged and manly. Okay, so I love that. I think it looks really good. This looks great. Everything looks good. There's some reviews. See, like I made this little doorstop a antique bookend, so she loved it. My people like ratty things. I know my customer, right? You should know your customer. All right, so vintage item, materials, everything's fine. I could hit publish right. I'll hit publish right now. When you hit publish right now, you don't get charged anything. So if you want to check it out, you don't have to be freaky about it. It'll just say that they're going to charge me 20 cents. But I've already listed something today, so I try to list either $100 a day or one thing a day to keep my store fresh. But I don't want to list it today, so I'm going to say save as draft. You'll then find it here. So if we get rid of the doorstop and you come over here, it says I have 8 draft items. But sometimes if you list from your phone, I have found it's much easier to do the shipping with your like by having templates here. I don't list from the phone because it's so much easier to do on my desktop. But now I have 2 draft items. A lot of times what I'll do is I will take pictures on Sunday and I'll edit my pictures, and then I will make 5 or 6. I really only do things on business days, so I will make at a minimum 5 listings for next week. So this is good. I have my listing for Friday, and then I will have, I'll do 5 this weekend so that I don't have to do them during the week. I like to have my things done ahead of time, but you could list them as you go. So I know this took a really long time, and it does not take a half an hour to list a product. Oh my gosh. To give you an idea, it probably takes me, I would say 10 to 15 minutes, especially if it's something I've already listed. If it's something that's brand new, it might take 20, but it just doesn't take me that long. And there's ones, like, honestly, if I had been doing this myself and it was a doorstop and I was just doing the copy function, it honestly would take me less than 10 minutes to list that product. Like soup to nuts, change the schooner, do a little research, change my pictures, change my weight, and bada bing, I'm out. So that's why it's always so good to have a similar, to sell similar items in your store, because it can really save you time. So hopefully that helps. I will put a link to a whole course on shipping and a whole course on SEO. This was just a really quick overview down below, and also a link to, what was I thinking? I'll put a link to getting free Etsy listings. If you're just getting started, you would get 40 listings and I would get 40 listings. Oh, and if you like videos like this about Etsy, I make them quite frequently. You could hit the like button, not like every day, but you could hit the like button or hit the bell if you subscribe, and hit the bell if you would like to be notified every time they're shown. So hopefully this helps. Tara Jacobson, Marketing Artfully.